Hey guys, Infinity here. Surviving your first hour in Dayz is a challenge like no other. Combining this with being your first time and you'll be in for quite a shock. This guide is aimed at helping you get past killing zombies from the second you spawn and get you going inland towards an epic adventure. Before we get into this guide, it is crucial that you have a Dayz map on hand to navigate. Knowing where things are will almost guarantee success. I use the I Survive map as it's easy to read and I always have it up next to me on my laptop. Here are the settings I use for the map, and you don't need everything highlighted, just good points of interest such as police stations, hospitals, wells and military areas. Now if you don't have access to a laptop or second monitor, you can also download this map on your phone as well. Alright, now when you spawn on the beach there are three key priorities that you need to address: food, water, knife. With these three things you'll be unstoppable. However, you'll come to find that infected get in the way a lot, so let's first of all learn how to deal with infected properly. To deal with infected, I use the double hit method. You start by holding right click and walking backwards to get to the block stance. This will make you invincible to all zombies hits. Watch the infected and let them do their double strike, then you go in for 2 punches. So what you do is you let go of S on your keyboard so that you can punch, and then you land 2 head punches if you can. You need to be quick about this as the window is very short. Immediately after landing your 2 punches, hold S again and go back into a block so you won't take damage. Rinse and repeat this until the infected is dead. Alternatively, you can use the heavy attacks. Just hold shift and left click and you'll do a heavy attack. This will stun the zombies, making them unable to hit you. Just make sure you have at least 3 hits in the head. So now that we know how to deal with infected, it's important that we address them as so. We don't want to get any unnecessary bleeds or run out of bandages for no stupid reason. We shouldn't get a bleed in the first place. What we're going to do now is loot some residential buildings and try and get a bit of better gear. It's really important that we find a couple things straight off the bat. Hopefully if you can find a backpack and a knife. Having a knife in Dayz is very, very important as it allows you to make fires, which means you can cook food. In addition, it allows you to cut up rags to make rope to make a fishing rod, which also therefore leads to food. Knowing this, it's really important that you don't waste any time looting buildings. You go in and you go out. A maximum of like 4 items roughly can spawn per building, so I wouldn't waste too much time looking around. Once you learn the spots where they spawn, it happens quite quickly. Alright, so continuing on, we've just found our first knife. Knives are very important in the game as they let you craft fires, fish, cook up chicken, whatever, doesn't matter. If you get a knife, you're pretty much set. It's really, really, really important that you don't abuse your knife and damage it to ruined either. I'm crafting up some rags now so I can make a rope, because either I can use it to tie a belt to store my knife in it, or to make a fishing rod if I need to fish for food. Now that we've got our knife, the next thing we need to do is get water. Water is really important as it's part of the immune system in Dayz. If your immune system is above 65%, you can't get the common cold, which is what kills a lot of players from the start. On the way to this well, I've looted a bit of the industrial area around Cherno to get some gear, as you can see. I've also heard of chicken. Chickens are great as they are a food source that can be cooked. In addition, their bones can be used to craft bone knives and fishing hooks, allowing more tools for your survival. To solve the second part of our 3-item equation, we're going to cook up this chicken to get food. I like to use fireplaces in buildings as they allow 2 cooking slots and do not take as long to roast meat over a campfire. To craft this fire, all you need is a knife, hence why I always say that knife equals food. What you'll need to do is gather a long stick from a bush and split it into short sticks. After that, grab 2 dark bark from a tree with your knife like so. Then, bring everything back into the fire room and combine the dark bark onto a short stick to make a hand drill kit. This will allow you to light the fire. Put the other dark bark into the fire as a lighter source and other short sticks as fuel. Then, use the hand drill kit to ignite your fire. Following this, use your knife to cut up your chicken into chicken breast, just like so. Make sure you are wearing gloves for this process, otherwise you will get blood on your hands and you will get sick, which is not what you want. Simply then put the chicken on the cooking slot and wait for it to cook. It'll make a new sound effect when it's ready to eat, and you'll see it here as well. It'll say baked. Keep cooking all the food that you have and start eating it. In this instance, I have 4 chicken breasts, which will give me enough food to go all the way to the bloater airfield. Another way to find food is to check fruit trees. These spawn apples, pears, plums, and other types of fruit. It's really important to check these as not a lot of players do, and it's almost a guaranteed way to find food if you need it in a pinch. It'll only spawn if you've been in the area for 5 minutes, so wait around a fruit tree and you will get some fruit eventually. Just make sure you don't eat rotten fruit, as it will hurt you. Lastly, we can address our third problem, water. I already found a water bottle luckily, but you don't need one, you can always just drink from a well. I recommend drinking until you get the stomach full icon, which will appear in the bottom right hand side once you are full. Note to self though that it won't show if you are sick with some certain infections. And there you have it, that's how you can survive your first hour on an official server in Dayz. By now, you'll have plenty of food and water, making your immune system strong so you don't get sick, and simultaneously making sure you don't starve to death. From here, use your map to visit places of interest such as military bases so you can get better gear and increase the odds of your survival. As always, I hope this video has helped you. If you liked the video, please drop a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll catch you all in my next video, see you then.